What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the ultimate Barndominium build guide. But more specifically, on episode 3, we're going to be talking about how to finance your Barndominium step-by-step guide. In the last episode, we talked about what it really costs to build a Barndominium. And once you see those numbers, the next question is obvious. Is how do I actually finance this thing? How do I get money to build my dream Barndominium? Here's the truth. Some banks don't understand Barndominiums, and some won't even lend on them. And if you walk in unprepared, you can get denied very fast. So today, I'm walking you step by step through exactly how to finance a Barndominium the smart way. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about why financing your Barndo is different. Now here's the issue. Barndominiums are still considered non-traditional homes. Lenders worry about appraisal value, they worry about resale value, the rural locations where you're going to be building this thing, the mixed use between shop and living space. Banks really don't understand that. So banks really care about one thing above all, and when they're lending you money, all they care about the risk. If they don't understand the asset, they see risk. That's why walking into a random big bank without preparation can waste weeks of your time. Let's talk about the best loan option, construction to permanent loan. That's what I used. For most people, the best route is a construction to permanent loan. And it kind of works like this. So phase 1, the bank funds your build in stages, right? So phase 2, once you're complete with the construction, it automatically converts into a mortgage. You only close once, there's less paperwork, less hassle. The way it works during construction is the bank releases your money, they're called draws, as construction progresses phase by phase. But here's the catch. You need detailed plans, you need fixed contractor bids, and you need a clear and concise budget breakdown. You're also going to need a timeline. Just remember that the more organized you are, the smoother this goes. What if you want to be an owner builder? Well, this is where it gets a little bit harder. I was an owner builder for my project here, the Barndominium, and not all banks allow owner builders. So if you're acting as your own general contractor, lenders see this as higher risk because you have no construction experience. So to qualify, you usually need very strong credit. You're going to need 700 plus preferred. You're going to need some solid income history, detailed line item budget, and sometimes construction experience. The bank that I found, it was a bank out of Kansas City. It's called Federal Bank of Kansas City. And they did not require me to have construction experience. They did require a line item budget before they even considered giving me money. So if your credit is borderline, this may not be the best route for you. So how much down payment do you need for this construction loan? Just like a regular mortgage, when you buy a regular house, you're going to need 10 to 20% down. Sometimes more if you're going to be the owner builder, you're going to be your own GC, and if you're building in a rural area, or if your credit score is a little bit lower. All right, here's a pro tip. If you already own your land outright, you can use the equity from your land as a down payment to your mortgage or your construction loan. That's huge. Remember that buying land first can actually strengthen your financing position with banks. So getting a mortgage or a construction loan for a Barndominium really isn't different than any other mortgage. So your credit score and debt to income ratio is important. So most lenders want 680 minimum credit score, 700 plus for better rates, of course, but it's not just credit scores. They will also look at your debt to income ratio. So if you're maxed out on your car loans, credit cards, or other debts, approval becomes harder. Before applying for this construction loan, you should be trying to pay down your revolving debt like credit cards, avoid new loans, and do not finance any furniture before closing. Small mistakes can delay everything. Now here's one big challenge, and that's called the appraisal challenge. This is a part that most people don't talk about. Appraisers look for comparable sales, so they might have to go very far to get a comparable for your Barndominium. If there aren't any Barndominiums nearby, they may struggle to justify the value, and if the appraisal comes in low, well, this is what you're going to have to do. You're either going to have to bring more cash to the closing or reduce your build budget. You're going to have to build something smaller. So to avoid this, you should build your barndominium where barndos already exist. So here in this county, I know at least of 10 to 15 barndominiums that exist that they could do the comparables. To avoid your problems with the appraisal, this is what you should be doing. Building areas where barndos already exist. You need to design your barndominium closer to a traditional home and avoid extreme custom layouts. So resale matters to the bank. Even if you never plan to sell, resale matters to the bank that's lending you money for your project. Let's talk about what you need before talking to a lender. Do not walk into the bank guessing. All right, have these things. You're going to need floor plans. You're going to have a detailed budget. You're going to need contractor bids if you're hiring, the land survey, and an estimated timeline. Prepared borrowers get better treatment. It shows that you're serious and it shows that you mean business. I'm going to give you a strategy that most people miss. Here's the smartest move. You ready? Get pre-approved before finalizing your design. That's number one. Don't design a $450,000 dream build if you're only approved for $325,000. You need to design around your approval, not around social media inspiration and YouTube, okay? So that single decision can prevent months of frustration on your part and stress, and it'll be much easier on you. Financing a barndominium is not impossible. We did it. You just need the right lender, the right paperwork, and realistic expectations. One thing that you could do if you can't find a bank in your area that will finance a owner builder or even just a barndo. Most companies that sell you the shell, the metal building, they work closely with banks and they will give you a list of banks that approve you for a barndominium. All right, in the next episode, we're going to be talking about how to choose the right land for your project and mistakes that can cost you tens of thousands before you even break ground. If this helped you, hit the like button, subscribe, and welcome to Barndo Life. If you haven't watched the first 2 episodes of this series, please go back and watch them. Remember to build smart, live different. See ya.